Barrier Fencing Supply is a fencing wholesaler and distributor based out of Supply, North Carolina. Whether you need fencing, fencing products, fencing accessories, or various other construction materials related to your fencing needs, we have the products you are looking for at today's most competitive prices around. Ask us today about bulk pricing packages. Call 910-269-8661. Contact us by email at sales@barrierfencingproducts.com. Barrier Fencing Supply, proud supporter of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. Hey, good evening, race fans, and welcome back to another Inside Edition of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast with Kip Thompson. We just heard from one of our big sponsors, Barrier Fencing Supply, out of Supply, North Carolina. Big, huge wholesaler in the fencing business. They got big bulk pricing. You need to contact those guys today. Also, tonight's show is being brought to you in part by Atwell Exterior Services out of Greenville, North Carolina. Trevor Atwell, Team Atwell Racing, huge supporters of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. Hey, happy 4th of July. It is a big, huge holiday, and we are fortunate enough to catch up with a driver today. We had to actually pull this driver off of the beach in to get her into the studio where we could actually have a conversation with her. She's really, really busy. Proud to announce two things tonight. Number one, July the 4th, today, the Voice of Victory Lane podcast is celebrating 1 year. Our 1 year anniversary is today. And also, back by popular demand, last week during our podcast show, it was Kids Week on the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. Well, it was such an overwhelming presence. We had such a huge response from it. We're bringing it back. It is week number two of Kids Week right here on the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. And tonight we're going to check in down at the beach, and we're going to talk to the North Carolina Heartbreaker. Number 5 is Ali Joe Culbertson. Ali Joe, happy 4th of July, and welcome to tonight's show.
Thank you.
Hey, so what's going on? It's 4th of July. I know it's hot outside. You've been on the beach. I've been trying to catch up with you for like 2 or 3 days. You're so busy. I didn't know if you're out signing autographs or doing whatever, but hey, I do thank you for taking time to be on our show. So what's going on? What are you doing for the 4th of July?
Going to the beach and spending time with my family.
Okay, so y'all just hanging out and doing some crashing into waves and stuff like that. Are you doing any fishing any at all?
My dad and my brother are, and my mom and me are going to the beach where they're doing that for 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. So let's talk about fans, just so you know who Ali Joe is, the North Carolina Heartbreaker. She's the driver number 5, junior sprint. She races at Rockfish with all the kids that we had on the show this past week, and just does a really, really phenomenal job. She's 9 years old. So, Ali Joe, let's just take just a moment and let some of your fans know. We know you're from Hope Mills, but what got you involved in racing, and how long have you been racing?
My dad raced go-karts when he was about my age, so I wanted to try it out, and this is my first year racing.
Okay, so when you say you just wanted to, he started out in go-karts and you wanted to give it a try. Now, did you try go-karts and then move into junior sprint, or junior sprint's first thing you've ever driven?
Junior sprints first is the only thing I drove ever.
Okay, so let's talk about, you run down at Rockfish Speedway. The last race you guys were at, I had an opportunity I had a free night, and I'm so glad that I went down and saw such a great race with all you young drivers. We had 17 junior sprints on the racetrack that night. It was a great night of racing, and we've got another race coming up this weekend inside the Rockfish Speedway. Hey, Fayetteville Motor Speedway is down. The Voice of Victory Lane has already got it on my schedule. I think the whole entire crew from the Voice of Victory Lane is going to be there this weekend at the Rockfish Speedway. So let's talk about, some of what is it that you like about racing? I know that you said that, your dad used to do it on go-karts or whatever, and you just want to give it a try. It's pretty obvious that you like it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so but what do you like about it most? Is it the speed? Is it adrenaline? Is it bumping other race cars, trying to battle for position? What is it that just kind of has got you hooked on dirt?
Like trying to get to the front and stuff, and the speed of it.
Oh yeah, well that is the motive or the purpose is to, like you said, get to the front. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about, it takes a lot of people a lot of people, no matter, what type of racing that you may do, it takes a lot of people to keep a race car up, to service it regularly, to wash it, to load it, to unload it, to make sure everything's right on race day, to check over everything after race day when you get back home. Let's talk about some of the people in that NC Heartbreaker number 5 team that help you on a weekly basis to get to the racetrack.
My dad, Joey, and all my sponsors and God.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Okay, let's talk about who are some of the sponsors that you have on that car.
God, Jizzled Waffles, Wing Company, Go Minis, Black Ops Fence, 7 Ranch Farm, Get Ugly Off-Road, Flowers Barbecue, Affordable Pools, Fry Poppy, Raging Roosters, UNC Rentals, Flow Right, Cape Fear, Mechanical, Mail Shots Photography, Culbertson Electric, Elite Sound Sign Solutions.
Well, it sounds like it's really phenomenal to me because I had a couple of drivers on last week. I had James, a high side kid, Erskine, and then I had also another newcomer, the Hope Mills Hotfoot, number 5 of Noah Morgan 57 Racing. And of all of the kids that I had on the show, it's just amazing to me to be this young and have this kind of following and have the kind of sponsorships, man, that you kids roll off. That must be a huge confidence boost for you whenever you take the racetrack, because people, they put their name on your car because they feel like, you can get the job done. So does that make you maybe give you a little bit more extra edge to drive a little harder?
Yeah, it's like you have to put a lot more responsibility on it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I will tell you something I thought was kind of cool, and I'm going to let you kind of explain how this came about. We were at the Rockfish Speedway weekend before last, and as I was there, I was asked to come out onto the main straightaway there and to stop all the cars and do the driver introduction, which I absolutely love doing that for you guys. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome to see the kids introduced, like super late models, that are all over the country. And as I started walking down, the straightaway there, your dad jumped out and he grabbed me and said, "Hey, listen. Hey, she's got a nickname. It's called, the North Carolina Heartbreaker." And he said, "Listen, hey, it came from Rooster." And I said, "Oh, good gracious, here we go." So anyway, how did North Carolina the Heartbreaker, how did that name come about? Is it just something that Rooster threw out to you and it stuck, or what?
Because when I go on the track, I'm gonna break hearts because they didn't get like 5th place or something.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So whenever when you finish in front of people, it's like you're breaking hearts and stuff like that. So I think that's actually, pretty cool. So for the remaining part of 2023, let's talk about what is up for the North Carolina Heartbreaker team number 5, Ali Joe Culbertson Racing. Let's talk about what is left on the schedule. Do you plan on racing anywhere else in a junior sprint car or any other type car during the 2023 season?
Lakeview, Lakeview.
Yeah, Lakeview always has a race for you guys, and maybe if we can work our magic, we can get you guys over on the Fayetteville Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
So you would like to come race at Fayetteville? Well, what I'm going to try to do, I'll see if I can talk to Dave Mitchell. He's the track promoter over there, and he and I are pretty good friends. So we'll see. We'll just have to see if there's a possibility that I can sweet talk him and try to get you young men and women who are the future of our sport, get you back over there, get you guys on the big track over at Fayetteville Motor Speedway. That sound cool to you?
Yeah.
Well, listen, we look forward to seeing you again this Saturday night. It will be July the 8th inside the Rockfish Speedway. Junior sprints are going to be there. The whole entire Voice of Victory Lane podcast crew will be on hand. We got something a little special for all of the junior sprint drivers. Don't want to kind of let the cat out of the bag just yet. You show up, guys and gals, and find out for yourself. So, any sponsors or anybody, any friends, anybody down at the beach who may be watching the show tonight, grandma, grandpa, anybody at all that, hey, while we've got you on the show, you want to say hello to them?
Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, anybody you want to call out in particular?
My dad, my grandma, and my grandpa, and my mom.
So those are kind of like some of your biggest fans, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, and my sponsors.
All of your sponsors. Well, that is awesome. But listen, on behalf of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast, we're super excited for a couple of things. We're super excited to bring back Kids Week #2, and we're glad to have you on the show tonight. This is the first time visit on our show for you. Maybe we'll get you on again throughout the 2023 season. Also, again, right here on the 4th of July, Independence Day, we are celebrating a 1-year anniversary of the Voice of Victory Lane podcast, and we look forward to bringing you more promotional stuff and promoting all of the local racers, starting from the kids all the way to the guys who have been in it for many, many, many years. And we thank every single person who has supported us during this first year. And we plan to continue this rolling. And we're going to really probably start to incorporate more of helping promote these kids over at Rockfish Speedway. And we invite you, if you've never been out to the Rockfish Speedway, please, take the time. You will kick yourself in the butt. You will hit yourself across the head thinking, why have I never been here before? It's a great racetrack, great family atmosphere. And really, you need to get out and support these kids today. Cheer for these kids today, because like we said last week, in cheering for these kids today, tomorrow, they'll be the heroes that are packing out the grandstands on a racetrack that you go somewhere else on a Saturday night. So, again, for tonight's show, we have had Ali Joe Culbertson. She is the North Carolina Heartbreaker, driver #5, junior sprint. She'll be in action this weekend inside the Rockfish Speedway. Ali Joe, thank you so much. Again, happy 4th of July. Thank you so much for coming off of the beach just to come and talk to us on our show. We were so excited to have you, and best of luck this Saturday night at Rockfish.
Bye.
Thank you so much, folks. That is, again, Ali Joe Culbertson. She's the driver #5. Heartbreaker is what she goes by on the racetrack. You need to come see her and all the other kids this weekend inside the Rockfish Speedway. As we close out tonight's show, we're going to go and hear from Atwell Exterior Services out of Granville, North Carolina. Trevor Atwell and Team Atwell Racing, huge sponsors of our show, and we're glad to have them as a part of our team. And as always, when we close out every show, be on the lookout. We could be coming to a racetrack near you, and you could be who we're talking about next, right here on the Voice of Victory Lane podcast. Happy 4th of July. Have a safe evening. Go watch some fireworks. Hey, and load it up this weekend and go to a local racetrack. Who knows? Come to Rockfish and make sure that you see us and say hello to the Voice of Victory Lane and all of our crew as we're there supporting the kids in the junior sprint division this weekend. Good night, everybody. And again, happy 4th of July.
Atwell Exterior Services and Team Atwell ride with a winner. Congratulations to Trevor Atwell and the team at Atwell Exterior Services in Greenville, North Carolina. Atwell is the top-rated roofing and exterior renovations company in racing country, and Team Atwell has sponsored so many great racing teams for years. Ride with a winner on your roof or on the track. Atwell Exterior Services. Atwell Exterior Services and Team Atwell Racing. Ride with a winner.